Lucky Boys Podcast.
This is the other thing about me being Chinese, the fact that if you're going to be here, you're a Wayan, Wafao.
What does that mean for our...
We're overseas Chinese versus, and then, of course, the fact that when you have somebody like Trump who say, oh, this is a China virus, Chinese this and Chinese that, they also have to understand that Wayan, American Chinese, we're not the same as, Chinese or China from whatever, because once again, there's one scene in The Warriors, I'm going to plug The Warriors, where one of the characters, this is Chinatown. You're not in China. So, and we also have a lot of American-born Chinese who have probably never been back to mainland to understand the Chinese culture versus the Juxing culture.
Right.
And these are all the things that intertwine within our own culture, and I also felt that when I first came here, there was also internal conflict between the American-born Chinese and the, fresh off the boat. And
for sure.
The fact that, there are certain generational privilege that they have with the younger generation now, that they didn't have to eat the bitter of their, previous ones, and they're actually doing well versus when I first got here in in the late 60s and 70s. They looked pretty much down on us. They go with that just come here and do whatever. We're the typical.
And what does that mean for our non-Cantonese speaking listeners?
Okay,
you guys have or no use.
Juxing, Jukkak.
You guys.
All these different.
It says Cantonese Toisan slang. The Juxing is, they actually have a restaurant, I think in Boston, called the Juxing restaurant. Juxing is a slang for American-born Chinese, and then Jukkak is for FOBs like me, fresh off the boat. So
immigrants.
And, from what my dad had told me back in, he's been here since like the 1920s. And they mentioned the fact that a bamboo has two parts, the hollow and the knot. They call, at the one time, the Toisan were considered the American-born, the hollow, the Juxing. And then the Jukkak is the knot, we're the stubborn and the hard-headed. But you also have to remember, we're Chinese. The bamboo itself is what makes the bamboo strong and flexible.
Those two parts make it.
Yeah. Because like if you go to Hong Kong, if you still see the scaffolding, they still use bamboo for scaffolding in architectures that you still don't see in other part of the world. They say that if you're going to be a Juxing, then you're going to just basically the hollow part. If you're going to be the Jukkak, you're going to be the knot. But you are an integral of one, the most strongest and the most resilient plant, which is the bamboo.
That's a great analogy.
So you have to work together. That's that's one of the analogies that when they first all the Toisans who came here, me the Jukkak and then the Juxing. So you would be a Juxing of this, of the young generations. But there was definitely a lot of rivalry back in the 60s between the American-born.